Hey guys, welcome back. We are still figuring it out.
We're still healing.
This is your girl Bia,
Indeed. And
this is still loading. Hey. All right, episode 2. I was gonna say it in Spanish, but I forgot how to say 2 in Spanish. So.
Dos.
Dos. Episode.
Epidos. Okay. I don't even know if I said that right.
All right, so what's our topic for today? What are we talking about?
Let's pull the topic out the box. Oh.
The fun box, the question box.
Oh.
Why don't you want to read it? Let me see.
Men and I said,
You got scared because you saw the men.
I got scared, girl. Go ahead. Read the question.
Oh, okay. Men at different ages. Did men mature? Has your taste changed? Different experiences, common experiences. Who wrote this? Chadwick?
And for those of you that do not know, Chadwick is the man behind the camera. Hey, Chad.
What do we call you? The producer?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you're the producer. Production. The man behind the scenes, literally, that just does it all. Because we don't know what we're doing. And it would be a mess.
Yeah.
Literally. Men at different ages. I don't know how to answer that one. Can we skip?
Tell us a little bit about dating in your 20s versus dating today.
I don't date.
They can't hear me, so you gotta tell them what I said.
Chadwick said, I'm just playing. Chad. Chad said, tell them our experiences with dating men in our 20s versus our 30s. And I said, I don't date. What'd I say?
You don't date.
Yeah,
she don't date. But for me, when I was 20, I only had, I would say, a couple of experiences. And men were childish when I was 20. I don't date too much like older than me, but at least a couple years, like 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
Childish as fuck. In the 30s, they still childish. So no, I'm not dating either.
Yeah.
Men are just childish.
They are childish. I really don't date, but I am looking for a spouse. But I will say my choice in men has definitely matured. At first, I used to go for like physical attractiveness or, I don't know, just like the basics, popularity, who they were, their social status, money status, whatever. As I've gotten older, it has like my taste in men has gotten more deep. Yeah, I look for other qualities for sure. Still money, still looks.
Well, of course, you gotta be like
still looking for that. But it's gotten deeper. I want someone who reads.
So just someone that reads with money.
Come holla at your girl.
Oh,
No, seriously, I do. I do look for other things. I can't think of all those things right now. I don't know why. I'm drawing some blanks, but
I would say in early 20s, like you said, physical attraction with their statuses. But like when you get older, you start to want to see like how they're working.
Yeah,
that's where the money comes in. How
I
they
think
take care
also because
of
we want kids now.
Yeah,
we want families. So we're looking for someone who would be a good dad, a good leader, someone who's more responsible with money.
Yep.
Because when you're younger, you're like, oh, spend it on me, and now it's like invest.
Yeah, invest so it can like be a, what is it called? Generational wealth. That's what we're working on in our 30s and up. Generational wealth.
Yeah, because in my 20s, I was like, F them kids. Generation
and
what?
Then just
Generation
want to
me.
spend, want to travel, want to like go shopping, all that stuff. Just wasting the money. Now you got to save it.
Do you feel like also as you've gotten older, like you still want those material things?
No, not really. The most that I would want materialistic would be to travel, but I could do that with my family. So it's not really anything like selfish materialistic. It's stuff that, can be shared.
I've gotten so minimalistic. Like I literally have like four pairs of pants, 3 shirts, a few dresses,
Yeah.
a few scarves, but yeah, I'm like so big. I literally have 2 shoes.
Yeah.
My work sneakers and my not work sneakers.
That's literally me.
And 1 pair of heels that are in my trunk.
I used to definitely be a heels girl though. Like in my
Yeah.
closet was nothing but heels. I'm like going
Actually,
out stuff.
speaking of that, you still have my white booties. My white booty
booties?
heels. You never gave them back with
What
my
do they look
sweater
like?
and my jeans. I gave you a whole outfit one time. They were like wedge. They look
White
like
booties?
yeah,
I don't
ankle
know
booty,
them.
white ankle booties. Yep, they were my favorite because they look like the Amina Muaddi ones that were sold out.
Huh?
Mhm.
I don't remember no white booties.
Of course you don't.
But I do remember white boots.
Mhm.
High boots.
Mhm.
Not low boots.
Not low boots. No, they were low. They were like to the ankle. I didn't have no high ones.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Like cowboy boots?
No, they weren't cowboy, but they were like combat kind of thing.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not talking about those. I let you have those ones.
Yeah, I don't know.
Someone bought me those and I was like, I don't really like them like that.
No, but yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think as I've gotten older, I've matured. I'm leaning a lot more into my faith. I'm looking for someone that's definitely a lot more religious. Like spiritually, I want someone just kind of on the same wavelength as I am.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Somebody committed to the religion.
Yes.
I feel
Yes,
like
and
that's
I want
better anyway,
not someone
though.
just saying it.
Yeah, because I feel like once you have that foundation, like it'll just follow with your relationship. You guys will be good as long as you guys pray
It's
together. A
true.
couple that prays together stays together. Who said that? Medea. I know that's right,
Did she say
Medea.
that?
I think so.
Ooh, I don't think she said that.
Yes, they were singing it in the choir or something like that. I don't know. I
Chad,
heard
can
it.
you Google it? Did Medea say a couple that? I don't think she said that.
Who sung that? A couple that prays together stays together. It definitely sounds like Tyler Perry, Medea.
No.
Yes.
That sounds too mature for Tyler Perry. Medea.
I'm about to Google it.
A couple that prays together.
Unless
stays
I just,
together?
I thought of that off top.
Medea. Who said that? Medea. I've never heard anybody quote Medea.
Okay, you're right, maybe.
Like never. I've heard people quote her like, "Stop popping that gum."
Oh, yeah.
I've heard that one.
It was coined by the venerable F.R. Patrick Payton.
Okay, we don't
Who
know
is that?
is. Mr. Patrick Payton? You're a wise man.
Who said that though?
Patrick Payton.
Who is that?
Radio host.
A radio host.
I did not hear that on the radio.
I was gonna say, you smart.
I know I hear that on the radio.
Okay, let's see. How do you feel about having children?
Well, I feel great
Yeah.
about having my son. He's 6. I just wish it, could have went a different way,
Yeah.
family wise. I'm definitely a single mother. I'm not knocking it because I do a good job, but at the same time, the only thing I would change is just the family situation.
Yeah.
And going from one parent household to 2.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's great. He's fun. He keeps me going.
He's really funny.
He's funny. He's fun, and he's smart.
He is smart. He is smart. Do you want more kids?
I do, but I promised myself when I settle down, So I definitely want more kids. I got at least 2 more in me.
2 more?
2 more. I definitely want a girl, but I know I can't pick it. So if I get a boy, I'm gonna try again. But if I get a girl, I'm good.
You're like,
done.
I'm done.
2 kids is enough.
I'm done. I want to have kids until I start really thinking about it. I would have kids if the person I married wanted to have kids. But if the person I married didn't want to have kids,
You're okay with
I'm
that?
okay with that too.
Really?
Yeah, I'm okay with either way. Yeah.
Okay.
I think 'cause I have so many nieces and nephews.
So you
And
really-
I've gotten spoiled with the idea of
Not
handing
having
them
kids.
back.
Yeah.
Being like, okay, you can go back.
I was gonna
So
say
like, oh, you're getting on my nerves? you're going back. I'm not your mom.
And that's crazy for me is obviously opposite. I have a little boy and I have two nephews that he's really close with. So even if I wanted to give them back, I couldn't.
Yeah.
Because I'll be hurting his
Yeah.
feelings. So I'm just like, okay. Woosah. Because 3 boys and little me is too much.
And they are rambunctious too. They're a lot. They are a lot, but they're so cute. Oh my gosh.
Every time they see me, they think it's time to spend money.
Oh my gosh, that's the thing.
What are we doing?
That's the thing. My niece, she showed me one time. She was like, "Auntie, can you buy me something?" And I was like, "Yeah, what do you want?" And she was like, "Oh, I have a shopping list." This girl sends me a link to her Amazon storefront. I was like, "Girl, you're 8. How do you have an Amazon wish list?" I'm like, "This is crazy," and it was a lot. It was like hundreds of dollars.
What was on there? Like toys, clothes, shoes?
Toys, dresses, iPad cases.
It's the cases for
Everything.
me.
It was a few
Like,
cases.
what?
She had some organizers on there.
Okay.
I was like,
That's responsible.
she's very responsible.
8 and organizers?
Yeah,
That's
she is.
different.
She showed me one time. She went to she went somewhere with her mom, and she was like, "Yeah, Auntie, I have the whole day planned out." And I'm looking at her little schedule, and she was like, 9:00, talk to the girls. 9:30, talk about something else. And then she had in there 10 p.m. laugh. I was like, who makes time to laugh? So you really gonna look at the clock and be like, it's 10 o'clock, we gotta start laughing. And I bet you she probably would. She really is like that. She is so funny. But yes.
That's cute.
I don't know what this one means. Stages?
Can I see?
I don't know what that one means.
Oh, stages of life, mentality and priorities in high school, after graduation, early 20s, mid to late 20s, and currently.
Metamorphosis. I'm not a butterfly. Stages of life.
Okay,
You want me to explain my shedding process?
So let's start with high school. Where were you mentally and what was your priorities?
I was homeschooled.
You was homeschooled?
I was.
Really?
Uh-huh.
How was that?
I hated it because I taught myself.
Okay.
I did not like it.
You didn't?
No. And then so my mom was in college at the time.
Oh.
So I always had my little sister with me. Yeah, I didn't like homeschooling at all. Yeah. It was not my favorite. And then, of course, after graduation, that's when we met because we went to hair school together. Yep. And I forced her to be my friend.
Oh, and I do hair. Come on now, fall there, babe. Deeds the Alchemist.
And she's very good. She's very, very good. Yeah, that was after graduation. And early 20s, mentality, priorities. I was working in a salon in my early 20s. What else was I doing? Oh, I was also working part-time in the accounting department at this forklift company.
That's one thing about us both that I think that we click so well. We're
Yeah.
like some workaholics.
We are.
Like no matter what,
We're gonna
work.
find a
We're gonna
way.
find a job and we're gonna work.
And not everybody is like that. No, and we saw that very early on, especially in cosmetology too.
Yeah, my dad used to call that the simper gene for me because he did that.
Yeah.
And I'm like one of the only 4 that does that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
You
what
are
you
very
trying to
hard
say? I'm trying to get rich.
Seriously.
Working for in our early 20s.
You going to work a lot.
Yeah. Honestly, in my 20s, I really didn't even have that many goals. I was like, I just don't want to be where I was. Like, I grew up super poor.
Yeah.
And my goal was always just to be like, I don't want to be in the same position as my parents when they were my age. But I didn't have that clear focus.
Yeah.
As I should have.
For me, that was basically the same thing. I didn't want to get caught up being stuck. So I definitely didn't want to be struggling or poor like I grew up. So I was like, okay, common sense. I need to start working.
Yeah.
I always had like at least 2 jobs before my son was born. After he
Yeah.
was born, I had, 2 jobs for a little bit, but then it was like I started thinking like a parent, and it was like less time was spent with my child, and I was like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
So I started finding other ways to make money, and I started like, what would you call it, capitalizing off of doing hair. So I started branching out, doing those aspects with doing hair, selling hair oils, making shampoo and conditioner
Yeah.
packages, like just working with that,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's good.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I definitely remember you always working when we were younger. I was same. I was in hair school and I was working at Kohl's at first, and then once we graduated, I started working in the salon. Finally got my car. Um, I was like what, 19 at that time?
Yep, you were 19, I was 18.
Yeah.
Because I remember
Mm-hmm.
they called us thing 1 and thing 2 in school because we was the 2 youngest in the program. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Hair school, cosmetology school was insane.
It was. There was like people from
We
all
needed
different
all
aspects
different
of
aspects,
life. Like,
all different backgrounds. Remember Jackie?
oh. Oh my God, Aunt Jackie.
I wonder how she's
Me
doing.
too.
You know, I saw Corinne. I told you I saw Corinne.
When?
He was at my grandma's apartment.
Doing what?
The same thing, honestly.
He was doing her hair?
No, no, no. He wasn't doing her hair. He lived there.
Oh, he lives in Farmville?
Yeah. Remember, and I saw his cousin Keisha.
I thought that was his aunt.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. I remember one.
I don't
Okay.
know.
So.
Dar. Dar.
Yeah.
Dar had a crush on him. And Dar was a
What the world?
Dar. This is not an offense to Dar because Dar made it very publicly known, but Dar had schizophrenia. And when he did not take his medicine, he would be like, he would jump up out his seat and be like, I gotta go. I did not take my medicine today.
He will be out like a light. I'm like, yo.
He would stand up just like, I did not take my medicine. And it was probably like some thoughts going through his head when that
Yeah.
happened too.
You never know.
He was protecting us. And then Jackie should be in the back of the classroom sleep.
And then you had me sleep. They called me Sleeping Beauty because all I did was sleep. I woke up for them tests though and I passed.
You did. You did.
I was just tired. I was tired of the bullshit.
That was a funny. Oh my
Lord.
gosh. And Daphne. Daphne was such a trip.
Oh, let me tell you about Daff.
We can't
Why
say too much.
Why she pop up at the shop though?
Really?
Peeking from around the bushes. I said, Mike talking about
That is so hard.
He looked out the window. He said, Deja,
Y'all,
there's your girl. I
This
said,
girl,
what you talking
this
about?
girl Daphne, she had a crush on Mike. And Mike, we are still cool with. Mike owns a barbershop. She now works in the barbershop, but she used to be kind of like all over Mike all the time. And the fact that she
not
popping
me.
up,
Daphne.
No, Daphne, not her. But the fact that Daphne is popping up in the barbershop around the bushes.
Girl popped up from around the bushes and he talking about there's your girl. I said, what are you talking about? And he was like, watch. Just don't say nothing. Just watch. He looking down all quick and shit like that. And I'm like, here she come to the door. Oh my God. I said, oh, hell no.
She's not going to give up.
Oh, girl.
This is like years later. This is like what? Over
12 years later.
12 years later.
When did we graduate?
And she's still hiding in the bush.
2013?
Yes, 2012 we entered, 2013 we left.
12 years later. I said, no, she
Oh my
didn't
God.
just do that.
She said,
Listen, school was a beast, okay? These people were
It was a
lovely. It's just that they're funny people. That's it. They're funny,
funny,
people.
funny people. Oh my gosh. I do wonder how they're doing though.
Yeah.
I hope everybody's doing well.
That class started out with 45 people. I'm boosting. Maybe maybe 20.
Yeah, maybe 20, honestly though.
And it ended with 8 of us.
Yeah.
If even 8, maybe 6.
Let's see, because there was Mike, Trey, you and me, Toya, Zanika, and Daphne. 7.
That's all of us?
That was all of us.
No.
That's all who
There's
graduated.
more people in there.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Who else was in our class?
I don't know, but I just feel like there was more than that.
Nope. Trey, Mike, because they used to sit together. Zanika, Toya, Daphne, you and I. There was no one else. Not in our class.
So Lisa didn't finish.
You said Lisa?
Lisa didn't finish.
Who was Lisa?
Your bestie? Before the Rusty?
Who was Lisa?
Lisa?
I don't remember
She
Lisa.
lived by Humi.
All right, now.
Who is Lisa?
This is a broadcast.
Lisa, I'm sorry. I don't remember. I don't remember Lisa.
Okay, anyways.
Maybe if I see her face.
There were 7 of us that graduated, okay?
There really was. There wasn't anybody else. Oh, remember that time? Oh, wait, actually, I'm not going to say that because that's going to hurt somebody's feelings. But it was funny. Things you didn't think about or know in your 20s. I didn't think about budgeting.
No, I didn't at all. I was just spending money. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I
got a
have it.
paycheck.
I'm spending it. I thought
What
when I first tried to budget, because I didn't grow up with parents that had any real like
savings.
financial literacy. So it was really just like me. I felt like a first gen. Like I grew up very, very sheltered in the country. So when we moved to like the big city, Richmond, it was like a big shock for me. Like a lot of things I just did not know.
Yeah.
Like one of the things when I first moved here, we moved to the ghetto. We did not know it was the ghetto.
The ghetto.
But we did. We lived right off of Jeff Davis.
Okay.
Like
Where? Was
It
it
was-
the house that I went to? Is that what you're calling
Yeah.
the ghetto?
yeah, that was the ghetto.
Okay, so
It was like the suburbs of the ghetto, but it was still the ghetto.
It wasn't the ghetto.
It was the ghetto.
It wasn't, because the ghetto is technically, when you walk outside, you're going to see a whole bunch of neighborhood kids. You're going to see block parties type stuff without it even being a block party. You're going to see people selling stuff on the corner right there. You're going to see the police car over there just watching to make sure nothing happens.
If your
Overseeing.
zip code had you going to George Whiff, you lived in the ghetto.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Because you could be on the end of the bus route going into the next county, basically. That last stop that meets another county for it not to be.
Yeah, but you usually have a choice. You can go.
You could go to either or.
Most of them went to like Chesterfield schools,
Why y'all didn't go to Chesterfield?
because we lived in the ghetto. I'm telling you, they didn't have any other school to go to. Yeah,
It was not the ghetto.
it was. Yes, it was.
Now I know
But-
the ghetto. That wasn't it.
To me, coming from where I came from, those were
ghetto.
scary times because we didn't even want to leave the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very scary.
So who was out there?
Sometimes there would be people's dogs.
Exactly.
No, but seriously, it was scary. It was. So the cops would be coming through to the neighborhood a lot, arresting people. Yeah, it was scary.
Okay.
It was not nice.
She was scared, so it was ghetto.
That we had prostitutes that would come through the neighborhood. Yes, we did.
Reveal.
I promise you.
I ain't even seen a prostitute
Ask Comera.
in the project. Like,
Ask Comera.
what was they doing? They was walking outside like Grand Theft Auto.
No, but there would be a few times there was like 1 or 2 girls that were always walking up and down that street. Walmsley. We lived down Walmsley. Would you say that was the ghetto, Chad? No.
That's just Southside.
I say it. Anyway, we're gonna get off this topic because it was.
You got it, baby. Go ahead.
It was. It was a time. Okay.
It was a time.
But anyway, what didn't I learn in my 20s? Budgeting, financial literacy.
Budgeting, and for me, priorities in the beginning. I learned priorities when I had my son, basically. I didn't really have no real responsibility,
Mm-hmm.
technically. I was
Yeah.
literally out here just living, being young, working.
Yeah.
Working to do what I wanted to do. I had nothing to do, but I wanted to do something.
And I feel like that's it shouldn't be the norm, but it is normal. And we have to have grace with ourselves. Because I feel like once I hit 30, I was definitely like pedal to the metal, whatever that saying is. Like, it's grind time. And you can dig yourself out of the hole. Like, your 20s is not the end of your life.
Nope.
It is literally just the beginning of you being an adult.
And that's the thing too. I feel like how you said when you hit 30, it was pedal to the metal.
Mm-hmm.
We don't give ourselves enough grace for that.
No.
Like, I feel like I'm a firm believer in wherever you are right now is where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because you're the only one that has the capability to change that.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanted to change, get your ass up and get to work.
Right.
Then. Like,
That's
and if you
very
want to
true.
chill, you chilling.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And I think there's beauty also. It's not, let me see how the best way to put this. Like, it's not the worst thing, but you have to look, your life could be a lot different than how it is. You got to look at the positives. You could be a lot worse. You could be worse off.
you got to be grateful.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Yeah.
Be grateful that you're living another day because a lot of people don't make it to see tomorrow. That's how I think about it.
Or they see tomorrow and it is still funky. And nothing changed. But we're out here. We're trying to change.
Yeah.
So there's some positives because at least we have a story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Starting young or starting over. I think tying it back to what you just said,
What?
that what was your exact words?
As far as where you are today is where you're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
You are, yeah.
Yeah.
If you wanted to change, get up and go do something positive. What the hell?
That's very true.
Just because you prayed, that ain't no magic. You
That's
still got to
true.
put in the action.
You still have to put in the action.
People like, I prayed, nothing happened because you ain't do nothing.
Right.
You prayed and went right back to sleep. What the hell you doing? Get your ass up. Go get you some money.
Man, that is crazy.
Some people are maybe like 25 and think that it's too late. Like, oh, I'm too old to start certain things. What do y'all think about that? Or 30 or 35 as it keeps going.
Oh, I don't believe in that. I don't think your destiny and where you want to go has a time limit. Shoot, just look at your favorite celebrities like Oprah. She didn't get her big break until she was like in her 30s?
With Steve Harvey too. I feel like you're never too old to try.
Yes.
You're never too old to start over. You see what I'm saying?
Look at Martha
Like,
Stewart.
That's no
She
such
was up
thing.
and then she fell all the way down. She became bankrupt. And now look at her.
Yeah.
Hanging out with Snoop Dogg, Doggy Woggy Woggy.
It's literally, I feel like that's a saying for people to cope with them downing themselves, if that makes sense. Like they want to sugarcoat something but not do nothing about it. So necessarily, like, you're never too old to start over. You just gotta want it.
Yeah.
If you say.
And putting too much pressure on yourself. Like, people really think, like, oh, 30 is so old. 40
It's not
is
even
so old.
Like, it's young. Like, you're just getting started.
You're just getting started.
What can
Literally.
you do? Like, what do you really do in your 20s but have fun?
You're
That's
really
it.
just figuring it out. You're like a duck who just came out its shell.
I mean, of course, if you like have kids when you're younger, that's a big responsibility or whatever. But there's still people in their 20s that don't fully be responsible. Like they have a whole village because it takes a village.
It does.
So it's like, what are we really doing in our 20s?
Some people do well in their 20s.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like let's say you got a 5-year plan.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, from the time you 20 or go to college and then you early 20s and you up.
Yeah.
I think a lot of young people, well, I would say young people, compare themselves to those success stories.
I think so too. Yeah, they do. Especially nowadays in the age of social media, everybody is posting their best moment. Yeah. They're posting their greatest results. Nobody's posting the
The
hardships.
negatives or the hard stuff that you have to go through to
They're
get to
not
where you are.
they're not posting the steps they had to take. They're not posting the denials, the no's, the closed doors. Everybody's posting the end product.
Everybody's gatekeeping on social media. That's why
Yeah.
you gotta get it yourself. Like, ain't nobody gonna tell you how they got it for
And some
real.
people are not getting it themselves.
Some people aren't getting it. Like the people who you're
Yeah,
looking up
or
to
they're
on social
faking.
media, they're faking it until they literally make it.
Yeah.
It goes as far as like the artists too. Like they're getting fronted for what they got, and that's
Yeah.
what y'all want. Y'all want to be fronted, or do y'all want it?
And then that ties back to really being positive.
Clock it.
No,
Okay, go ahead.
I got something to say.
What
Just
do you
saying.
got to say?
I forgot.
Read the
What did I
question.
say? What did I? Oh wait, no. I said I think that ties back into being grateful.
Yeah.
Just grateful for what you have because you never know what other people are going through.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
And also, if you're not grateful, like anything that you have can be taken from you. You
Literally.
can't take stuff for granted. That's
Yeah.
what people are doing nowadays.
Too many people are checking other people's pockets, other people's hands.
Or just wanting what other people have, not realizing what it took for them to get there.
Yeah.
You gotta want it yourself and go get it yourself. Okay? You gotta pray, gotta manifest, and then you gotta take action.
Yeah. And sometimes what you think you want is not the thing that's best for you to have. So just give yourself grace, honestly.
Yeah.
And be grateful for where you are at, because there's a lot of things that I thought I wanted in my 20s that I am so grateful now looking back on it. Like, I'm so glad I didn't get that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad I did not get that, because I would not be where I am today. I wouldn't have the mindset I have today. Yeah, just a lot of different things.
Yeah. I have a question.
Yeah, what's your question?
So, what was your first career choice?
Oh, first career choice when I was like a little kid.
Just first period, like.
I wanted to be a fashion designer.
Okay.
And that's actually why I wanted to go to hair school. I applied
With the
to
fashion.
FIT,
Mm-hmm.
and they sent me a letter back, and they were like, "We are so sorry to inform you that you did not get in. Your submission was received 2 days after we closed the admissions process or accepting letters." And they were like, "We advised you to reapply next year or next semester."
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, okay. So my aunt, she was like, listen, in the meantime, why don't you go to cosmetology school? Because that's also something you're interested in. She was like, you can get your license. And then once you go, she was like, that's going to take a year. She was like, then for spring semester next year,
Go to
for
fashion.
FIT, you can apply again. And you'll also have, your license to do hair, and you can, generate some money while you're in school. That'll be a really good income for you.
Yeah.
So that's why I went to hair school.
That's crazy because my first choice was also fashion.
Yeah.
I think I was like aiming because I'm a big scared cat. So I wasn't trying to go to New York fashion anything. I was trying
Yeah.
to stay general, like in the in the same area. So I was gonna go to the Virginia Beach one. But long story short, I didn't apply. I was too scary. So I stayed here. I went to hair school because I've literally been doing hair since I was 8, 9, around that age.
Yeah.
And I actually enjoyed it. But my first career choice, actually, like in real life, ended up being a hotel front desk clerk. I want to tell you my white girl phone voice. That shit is on point, babe. You can't tell me nothing.
I used to love those discounts.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That was the best part.
And that's crazy because after we went to hair school, I had got a job at the salon. Because remember Armstrong, she used to refer you to people.
Yes.
So she referred me to this salon. And she like tied me with this like Grinch lady. Like she was the meanest lady ever. I'm like, girl.
Was she?
Yes. There was this one incident where we had a leak in the ceiling. So she calls her husband because he does all the repairs at the salon.
I think I remember this.
She called him to the back, girl. And while we had a shop full of people, everybody's doing their job or whatever. And it's kind of like a little dead silent moment. And all you hear is her yelling at the poor guy. Talking about N-word. Didn't I tell you to do this, do that? I said, oh my God, she said the N-word?
She calling him out his name like that.
And what made it worse is that she was like a whole 6'2" woman, and he was like 5'6".
Oh, he was into it. I'm convinced.
I was like, let me mind my business.
Maybe that was their thing.
I felt bad for him.
Some couples are into some weird stuff.
Yeah,
Maybe he might like public humiliation.
Yeah.
Or he might be getting abused. We don't know.
I forgot what the incident was. Oh, the last straw for that, because I only worked at this salon for 3 months. Remember, I was out. Remember that one time I tried to get an apartment with the ex, and he was like, you can't even say. And I started buying weave and shit. But long story short,
he was too much.
Long story short, I think what did it for me was that one time we had like a bridal party. And remember we did manis and petties?
Yeah.
So I was in charge of the manis and petties, and it was like 8 ladies. But we closed the salon down just for them. And I was like, okay, this is easy because everybody's going through like different stations. So she calls her daughter in to help me. And I'm like, what is this? She don't even work here. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just calm down because I get mad quick.
Yeah.
So she's over here helping. And mind you, her daughter's like 2 years younger than us. So at the time I'm 20. So she's like 17, 18.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So she's like, Mom, can I go now? She didn't even finish like a whole pedicure, but she had to leave because she went to like some skating date or whatever. But long story short, that lady did not pay me what I deserved. Like, she kept most of that shit and only gave me, like, not even $100. I said, yeah, that shit that is going to get you sued. So I left. I'm like, bitch, no, I ain't no fucking peon.
Someone said black people don't sue enough.
That's true.
And I've been thinking about that. And I've been thinking about that. And I'm thinking about suing somebody. Because we don't sue enough. And I have some people I do need to sue.
Me too.
They broke some laws. And they need to be held accountable.
Why do we be given so many chances? That's crazy.
It beats me.
I think it's a lack of knowledge, to be honest.
Yeah, it is.
But that's definitely a different conversation for
we
a
just
different
let it
day.
go.
We let it go like we're supposed to.
Yeah. I think that one's already been read.
It has? Well, there's like 4 questions on here. Okay, no, it's basically the same thing.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you on the next episode. You want to do a closeout?
What's the closeout?
The last time I did, I said, still healing, still feeling. I still want to do that.
Go ahead, Rabia.
Still
Take it
healing.
Go ahead. Why am I here with you? Go ahead.
Still loving. All right, bye.
Exactly. Because you know that's